So let's play a little bit with our keyframes and start thinking about how to sync movement to the audio. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to set up the audio and set up markers and all that good stuff. But let's just kind of look at keyframes a little bit in the timeline. So what I'm going to do to start is in the course share, I've saved a little project that we're going to talk about today, the synced attribute project. And I'm just going to open that up. So, when in these videos, if you see these two different folders, this is my working folder, and then this is the class folder, which lives in Google Drive. All right, so in my working folder, I'm going to open synced attributes. All right, so what do we have? We got the square that eases from side to side. All right, so we're going to look at just adding a pause, looking at hold keyframes, just kind of a little bit deeper dive into different keyframes. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so jumping from point A to point B. Okay, so if I wanted to set a keyframe, the way we've done it so far is as I move it, it inserts a new value. But what if I wanted to put a keyframe in the middle here and not change the value, like pick up this? So what I do is I click this little button here, add or remove keyframe at current time. All right. And get rid of it so I can turn keyframes on and off. Also, like on this little button here, I can jump between them. Whoopsie. Another kind of handy way to jump between keyframes is to use the K key. So that's K. I'm sorry. K is forward, J is back. So J and K let you jump between significant moments on the timeline, keyframes, markers, you'll see. And you can also do it over here. Another thing I find, actually, when I'm working is it's nice to just kind of clean up the workspace a little bit. So for this first project, we're not going to do anything with parenting. So I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to turn that off over here. Cool. And I'm always looking at my keyframes and my visibility. So I like to actually put it on this side. It's like a little less distance I have to travel. Okay, so what I'm looking to do is have a little pause. So right now when I inserted that keyframe, it just kept the motion. It just put a little keyframe in the middle there. So to have a little pause, one thing we could do is we could change the keyframe to easy ease, right? So it'll ease. So we've looked at easy ease in, easy ease out, and easy ease is in and out. And if you notice, there's like a little hotkey for this stuff. If you're doing things repetitively, it can be handy to know what the hotkeys are. I actually, getting on a little tangent here, I like to have my keyboard set up so that I turn this on, because the function keys, and not just in After Effects, but in lots of different software, have handy things for you to use, and so why not use them, right? So I turn that on, and I select my keyframe, and I hit F9. All right, so let's see what we got. So if we look, there's like a little lilt in the middle. So what if we wanted to accentuate that? So what we can do is we can right click on this and hit toggle hold keyframe. We can also, if I undo that, Command Alt click. There we go. Command Alt click to toggle that on. So now it's going to go, boom, and then it teleports, right? Because what a hold frame is it holds the value until it sees a new keyframe. So what we could do is, you've been set, well, let's see, we could set the keyframes by turning on the stopwatch, moving things around. We can set keyframes by turning this little button on and off. We can also reuse keyframes, just like in any other piece of software. We can copy them, Command C, and paste them. And then, so this one will be a hold, and then on the way out, I'll just make it linear for now by Command clicking it until it turns into a diamond. So now, let's see here, I'm going to move these over a little bit. Move, hold, move. All right. And, I'm going to maybe ease this thing. Now we could just, if we wanted to, ease. It's the same value, so nothing's changing, and then ease out again. And you're going to get the same result, but sometimes After Effects can be a little dodgy. And even though two keyframes have the same values, based on what's going on under the hood, which, well, don't even worry about this stuff yet, but what's going on under the hood, your shape might drift even though you have the same value between the keyframes. So a good little habit to get into is just, if you want to have a hold, inserting a hold keyframe between your next value. It just ensures that nothing's going to act fishy on you. And so here we'll do another one. We'll copy and paste. We'll make this a hold for a second, and then go down there, let's say. And I'm going to make these an ease. So go, down. All right. Another really handy hotkey that I use all the time is just the semicolon. So if you hit it once, it'll go right to the frame, and if you hit it again, it'll zoom out to the entire timeline, which is handy. Move this over. All right, so let's go over here and just zoom out a second. What if I wanted to move this whole thing up? What would I do? So there's a few different ways to tackle this, but with the tools we have now, what you would do is position your playhead, or this thing is also called a CTI, current time indicator. Anyway, this playhead here, I like sounds better than CTI. Move it over a keyframe, select all your keyframes, and then you can, with them all selected, you can move the entire animation, right? If you just do one, it's going to change that keyframe value, right? Like we saw before. So now this whole thing is over there. Now, this whole project is about grid and setup and timeline and yada yada. So right now we're just using translation, right? But if you imagine this is a piece of music, any attribute can be synchronized with the audio, or even combinations. Like it it could like slide and pop and then slide again. I mean, it's like the possibilities are endless, right? So remember, although this is just playing with translation, if we go over here, let me just look at this for a second. And I have this in the little demo class, you can check these out. But any one of these attributes can be animated, right? With a different effect for each. So like, there's a lot of possibilities. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to talk about, we're going to go over here, and what we have in this one, well, I'll talk about it in the next video, but we're going to talk about how to get things to line up to the audio. All right.